paano kayo paano kayo, when was the first time?
Okay. Yeah, the first time I met him was about December of 1971. When he approached General Garcia, Eduardo Garcia, din Chief PC, para mag-isang kuni yung problema niya. Doon sa promotion kay hinaharang ni Senator Ninoy Aquino dahil doon sa yung ang isang kapitan ako dahil nasa ISAP siya noon ako. So that was the first time I saw him. Then the second time around, he was taking over the chief as Chief Philippine Constabulary. That was in January of 72.
Oh, okay. Hindi gaano kalayuan from the first time you saw each other. You saw him, ano?
Wala, 2-3 months.
Okay.
I was one of the junior aide camps. Ang senior aide camp namin si First Lieutenant Odi, Romeo Odi. He was the first lieutenant. And I was with Ramsey Ocampo, my classmate. When he went to Krame, he brought along si Gudo Olores, classmate ko rin yun. Kaya nakasama-sama kami.
Oh, okay. But you were previously posted with
yeah, we were aide camps to General Eduardo Garcia, yung dating Chief PC.
And then you were absorbed.
Inabsorb niya kami lahat eh. The first thing that I remember about him was when General Udi presented the 17 soldiers as his close in security. Immediately he was able to remember each and every one by nickname. Wow. Not just the last names, her name, but including the nickname. Sabi ko, matindi ito, basta.
Impressive.
Yung retentive at saka iba talaga.
Okay. But did you already hear about him?
Well, I heard about him because he was the first CEO of the Army Special Forces. When we were yearlings, we went to Fort Magsaysay and we saw his memorabilia. Tapos yun nga, naging legend na yun. He was the first commander of the Army Special Forces Group. And then I think that time he was already in Malacanang, serving as an assistant to President Marcos.
Okay. What was it like to see someone of his rising star, ano?
Ang naano namin sa kanya he's different. Yung iba yung niya although tingin namin stricto, but he's approachable. At saka dahil bago pa siya, kung meron siyang gustong malaman tungkol sa Philippine Constabulary, lalong-lalo na yung mga palakad sa kahit sa amin nagtatanong.
Okay.
Nga lang, we were on our toes kasi masyadong maraming utos.
Talaga.
Yung inuutos na naman pero natututo kami. But
past master ba?
in some instances we were not able to perform kasi naman okay lang sa kanya. But I think he, as I see it, para bang testing sa amin yon kung kaya namin o hindi.
And so what was it like to work under him? Strict, very methodical ba? Very detailed?
Practical and ibang-iba. Nagkaroon kasi ng distinction between the former Chief PC at saka siya. Yung si General Garcia, who is, well, sabi nga, old man, pero ano naman, Gerald Garcia, who happened to be a classmate of President Marcos during the UP days. Ano yan eh, pero conservative at saka ano, yung mahilig sa, although he's a lawyer, parang may pagka-native talent yung approach. Pero si Sir, ano, professional, yung ano, kagad set pace, tapos may, ano, he used to have kwantong mga checklist on what to do. Ano talaga.
He always had that.
At saka, ano, yung isa pa, pagka naka-duty ka, meron kayong kwaderno eh, na sinusulat yung instruction niya, yung schedule niya, and then para ipasa doon sa susunod na EDCAMP, para kung sakaling babasahin lang yun, at least talagang
continuing.
And so there's no reason to fail. Ang ano lang doon is, bata pa naman kami noon. Pero mahirap kasi nung una niyang pag-upo, he starts the day with a command conference at 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 in the morning. Kaya pati yung mga nasa general staff, they have to get up early. And then the whole day, then punta kami sa DND, punta sa Malacanang, and we used to ferry him back to his house sa Magallanes pa noon eh.
Sa Makati pa noon.
Dito sa sa may malapit sa kanto ng at about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, then only to be given the instruction to fetch him back at 4 o'clock.
Ang liit ng
4
oras
o'clock.
ng...
4 o'clock. Tapos para pagdating sa krabi, jogging muna yung bago. Eh sa amin, halos wala kaming, when you're on duty, halos wala kang pahinga dahil pagdating sa magkakaroon pa kami ng critic of what happened during the day, ano yung gagawin kinabukasan. By the time matapos kami, maligo na, tapos sunduin na naman.
Duty na ulit. Oh my.
Pero naman, at least palit-palitan kami. Kaya
may
hindi
shifting
kagaya
naman,
niya. Nag-iisa siya na on his own. Yung talaga yung...
But it's a very taxing schedule, sir.
Yeah, it's taxing. Pero ang duty naman namin is one week. There is 1 week. Then mag-off ka ng 1 week. Pero duty ka sa opisina.
Okay.
Then, so may pahinga naman na...
May breathing period.
We learned a lot from him.
Talaga, like...
Ibang-iba eh. We learned from our leadership classes na this and that, but there were lots of things that can happen in the service na wala sa libro. Kaya, tama-tama, kung nasa ka naman, kung nasa serbisyo ka, iba rin yung meron kang tinitingala eh. Na nakikita na a person whom you can rely on. Although, ready ka na pag hindi mo na-perform yung trabaho mo, may pagsasabihan ka naman. But it's not exactly. Ang nabubulaot yung mga senior officers. Kami ang turing sa amin parang anak.
Really? Talaga?
During my time, because we were the first group of EDCAMPs. I don't know what happened later on.
To the others. But at least your own experience was
very, very fatherly.
Talaga ang impression, ang pagtrato sa inyo.
Yeah, imagine class 50 sa West Point.
Yeah.
Class 70 kami, that's a difference of 20 years. So, parang anak sa ama. I even consider him as my foster father ever since.
Parang ano, naging role model mo rin siguro.
Yeah, of course. Walang ano eh, wala kang ano eh. You cannot there's no comparison with others. Malayo sila.
Sino yung others? Other officers, other
Other
superiors?
officers.
Other superiors.
Well, there are also some people who are good, but not the collective qualities that in him. Na ano.
Okay. Okay. You mentioned him being from West Point.
Yeah.
Issue ba sa inyo yun that he was
Oh, we don't
was
care.
Was it actually something you looked forward to?
Yeah, of course. Ang ano namin is, believe kami sa kanya, West Point eh. Kami naman sa local kami. But alam naman natin na pattern sa West Point yung,
similar,
yung, pero sa amin naman, yung grupo namin, we do not care whether you belong to the Integrity, to the Reserve, may mga for as long as there is good communication and rapport ko naman. Iba lang yung iba lang kasi iba yung attitude nila, but for us wala ho yun.
What about I hear something that quite a lot of your fellow officers na naging aides ni FBR said na it was also like going to school, the University of Fidel B. Ramos.
Yeah, that's it. Ano yan? It's a continuing study. Why? That was 72 when we were under him. Then I happened to meet an accident actually a few months after that.
Okay.
So nabaril ako nung accidental lang naman nung classmate ko siya, So after he came out from the hospital, sabi, anong plano mo? Sir, baka pindi ka akong sa field mo na. Kung sana, padadala sana kita sa schooling. Pero it's your choice. So I went to the field. Assign ako sa Pangasinan. Mayroon pa nga ako Sabi ko, you'll be assigned to Pangasinan. Sabi ko, sir, pwede ba sa Tayog? Tayog. What? Sabi niya, you want to be assigned in your own barrio? Kaya sabi ko, hindi naman ho. Dahil So, well, anyway, I was sent instead to Alaminos. And when I reported to my company commander, wala pang kalahating araw, pinadispatch na ako doon sa detachment, sa Malayan detachment. Well, I enjoyed it. Wala namang problema sa akin kasi I was a local boy.
You were familiar with
but there were lots of experiences. There was one time when we went on operation, then positive yung operation. Kaso pagka mga ganyan, may mga violent action. Yung kinukuha namin, I happened to shot the guy. Nung nagkukunta kami sa radyo doon sa headquarters namin, sabi nung CEO ko, sama ako dyan di gumagawa kami ng report. Dinala namin yung cadaver ng kriminal, etc. Kaso, na-mishandle din na ibigay rin yung But later on, may nangyari. Yun kasing mayor doon, dating fiscal, filed the case of murder against me and my group. Sabi ko, I only did my job. Tapos nung ng ganon, binitawan na kami ng mga, ng company commander ko, So sabi ko, kulong tayo nito. I was second lieutenant, tapos still not 72. Then, Sabi ko, hindi ako magpapakulong. Sabi ko, mamumundok ako. Sabi ko sa mga tao ko. Sabi nila, sama kami, sir. Hindi ka, kung may pamilya kayo. Hindi, sama kami, sir. Pero meron silang kwan. So, after a while, pinag-report niya ako. So, what happened? Totoo ba na mamumundok ka? Sabi, yes, sir. Sabi ko, why? Sir, I just did my job. Tapos nung nagkabulilasyong ganun, iniwanan na kami. Anong mangyayari sa ano kako? I don't want to go to jail. Siya ang umayos. No? He initiated the negotiation to patch it up.
Was that expected?
I did not expect that
Nagulat ka na gagawin niya para sa'yo.
I did not expect that from him.
Talaga.
Kaya nga, up to now, pag naalala ko yun Iba talaga.
Kahit na you were posted elsewhere, he was still looking out for
yeah. Ang
checking on you.
In fact, from time to time, makapalang mukha ko. Pag napunta ko sa Krami, I report to him, kumusta ka na dyan? Sabi niya. Then later on, 73, without me knowing, Lieutenant Duque din, class 68, called me up. Sabi, Jun, punta ka rito, mag-report ka. Bakit, sir? Sabi ko. Mag-physical, agility test. Okay. Kasi for a training in Australia.
Wow.
Sabi ko na. So, ilang kami nag-training. Dalawa kami ni Lieutenant Fermin Lira. Siguro, hindi nyo maano yun. He's a young lieutenant also from Mindanao. Nag-training kami doon. We were 4. Ako, si Lieutenant Lira. Lira died in 1975, I think. 75. We trained in 73. He died in 75. Then the other guy was General Kiamco.
Okay.
The South Commander.
Yeah.
And the fourth guy was Colonel Gasmin, Philemon Gasmin from the Marines.
Okay.
Yan ang magkakasama kami. Pero ang kwan doon, ang laking bagay kasi it was a tactical training. It's some sort of counter-guerrilla training.
Okay.
And including survival. And it helped me a lot when I went up the ladder.
Yeah.
At least tactically, I was prepared. In fact, I was more than prepared than my other contemporaries. So, kung talaga na...
Ano yung endorsement ni FBR yun, no?
I think it's not just an endorsement, it was an order.
Okay.
Kaya pinaganoon ko na gano'n. Kaya hindi kanya talaga... Sabi ko, it's not just like a father, it's a guardian angel.
So once he takes you, tama ba yun? Once he takes you under his wing,
you're always there.
was it also possible that he was training you for something
Yeah, I think so.
in the future?
Kasi
That was mapping out your career path.
Kung magpa-fast track tayong kuha na gano'n, Kung fast track, kasi marami pa nangyari. Yung 86 Revolution, then the series of coup d'etat. He had me, he was instrumental in me being promoted first ahead of my other classmates. Kasi naman, I took the risk. And when I joined the 86 Revolution, I did not join that group because of something, but because of him. My belief in him that he is right. And I have to be there with him. Yung ano.
Saan ka posted nun nung nangyari yung EDSA? Nung nangyari yung EDSA, saan ka naka-assign nun?
I was the provincial commander of Nueva Ecija.
Ecija, no? Ecija. And then you joined him.
Yeah, nung kuwan na yan, nung
Pumutok.
actually even before nag-ano kami, even before that happened, nagkakausap-usap na yung grupo, lalo mga IDCAM,
Oh.
na sabi, there was the organization of the Reform the Armed Forces movement because we were then part of the armed forces. Tapos sila Sani Rason, sila at si
Velasco.
Ferrer.
Ferrer.
Ferrer. Pero sila sa SAP sila noon eh. Ako nasa but I had an inkling na something kasi talagang nagiging obvious na eh. Yung the power struggle at saka the way the administration had been manipulating. Ang parang na lang doon ang parang fulcrum noon or balancing individual was the boss. Siya na lang ang may credibility
Sa AFP?
at that time. I think siguro AFP and even if you consider the whole bureaucracy, siya ang tinitingnan nila na tama lang ginagawa.
Okay.
In fact, tapos yun, 86 came,
He was aware.
pero binabalance niya. In fact, sabi nga I heard na maraming nangungumbinsi sa kanya na mag-resign na.
Yeah. The civil society was asking me.
But sabi nga niya, mag-resign ako. Who will take care of these people? Yun yung
He was, right? He was worried about the
Yeah,
ordinary
about the country,
soldiers.
about
And
not just about the people, but the future of the country.
Talaga. And that's why he stayed on. And that's why you think he stayed on and did not resign.
Yeah, it's a conglomeration of that. Naman, if a person is right mind and with the proper motivation, we will do that. Kaya although I cannot, what happened then was I had a personal contact with Sani Razon. Sabi ko, ano nangyayari dyan? Sabi ko, we'll prepare our side. Eventually, I took over the whole of Fort Magsaysay. The junior officers and the field grade officers reported to me from the army. Yung mga lieutenants, captains, majors, lieutenant colonels came to see me. Natulog yung mga senior officers.
Some of them were your seniors.
Yeah.
Ano ba? Di ba?
Yung mga seniors, hindi sila masyadong na-involve.
Okay.
Kami mga juniors ang to the extent that we were able to control tactically yung Fort Magsaysay. In fact, nung iniisip ko nga, kung nagkagulo sa Krami, I can say that now, this is my first time to say it publicly. Kung nagkagulo sa Krami, saan sila, you cannot conduct a defensive action for long doon sa Metro Manila. They have all the cruiser weapons, they have the artillery, etc. So sooner you have to conduct a retrograde movement to the countryside. Sabi ako, without even conferring with them, I prepared Fort Magsaysay because you have all these things. We had with us the Special Forces Group, the Special Operations Group, the Reserve, the Red Battalion, the FA Battery, the Tank Battalion, everything.
May light armor din dun di ba?
Yeah, nandun, may battalion.
That was...
Ang maganda doon, ang nag-report yung mga junior officers.
And you had it under your control.
And even
As a possible.
and even the municipal mayors.
Talaga.
Yung mga mayors na kung sabi, anong gagawin namin? Kagaya nga nung nag-ano na si EDSA, anong gagawin namin? Sabi ko, i-organize natin kasi you cannot go there in one bunch. Gawin natin kako mga 3 groups while one-third is in Manila, another group, a third of the group will be on standby to move, and the third group preparing so that there will be if the activity in Manila during the EDSA revolution will be extended, will become extended, at least there will be a rotation of people coming in and out. And that one.
That FBR made that decision, hindi ka na nagulat doon na ginawa niya yung decision na yun? Sumama siya kina
I
Enrile
did,
and
some people saw it forthcoming, pero kami nasa ang namin is, actually, ang pinakamahirap yung mag-away, pareho naka-uniforme.
Oo nga, yeah, right.
Most of the junior officers sided with General Ramos and Minister Enrile. Yung dito sa kanya, mga loyalistang Ang problema ko lang, I had 13 classmates who are with the Presidential Security Command. That time.
There. So it was really it was also the power struggle between Ver and Ramos.
Yeah, I would not even say, that's the result. Pero ang is the manipulative action of because some people would like to perpetuate themselves in power.
And luckily, fortunately, successful.
Yeah, pinagadya din siguro ng
minimal
ako.
loss of
At
life.
the time, I never thought I will survive. Frankly, I told myself I have 2 weeks to survive. Yan ang inaano ko. Kasi talaga pag gano'n, sabi, but what will happen to the country?
Were you able to get in touch with the FBR? Nakapag-usap ba kayo at that time?
Kung na nakakausap ko, si Sunny Razon.
General Razon.
But yun nga, at one time, when they were sending the 14th Infantry Battalion to Manila, by virtue of the order of General Palafox of Camp Aquino. Nung papunta na sila, hindi ko matandaan yung pangalan ng battalion commander. But the junior officers, the company commanders, passed by my headquarters and asked for guidance. Sabi nila, sir, tuloy ba kami? Well, sabi ko, ano bang trabaho nyo? Sir, augmentation sa Manila. Augmentation for whom? Sa government. Rebel na. So sabi ko, niisip ko, saan kako ang magiging area nyo? Sir, doon sa may lugar na kwan. So, weighing the consequences, ang final advice ko sa kanila, okay, proceed. Sabi ko, aristuhin nyo yung battalion commander. Yes, sir. yun yung mga usapan ng... Nagkataon kasi, mga PMR yun ay yung battalion commander naman. Kaibigan ko rin siya, pero ang sinasize up ko nga, na bata siya ng, he's following orders because he's an officer. If you are a field officer, basically, you have to follow the orders of your commander. Unless you find out that it is really illegal and should not be follow.
Complied with. So, yun yung in-advise mo.
Maganda. Maraming kon, but siguro mahahaba tayo kung
Sige lang.
pag-usapan natin yung yung ano nga, meron pang isang concern nun eh. There was a report that the army forces from Cagayan and then Colonel Ribo will go to Manila. We without further checking, namin, naghanda kami. Kasi we have to prevent that from coming to Manila. Doon sa merong lugar doon sa sa malapit sa Dalton Pass.
Pwede mong ihon.
I called for the company commander of the 500 engineering combat 500 combat engineering company ng Magsaysay. Sabi ko, dalhin mo lahat ng explosives mo. May gagawin tayo. Sabi ko, then I called for this. Sabi ko, tingnan nyo nga ako kung saan pwedeng ilagay. Pasabugin natin ako yung kalsada para hindi makadaan.
Oo nga naman.
And alam niyo na napili na pasabugin sana. That's the site in 1991 that happened 1990 that happened to be the site that was destroyed during the earthquake. Maganda yung lugar talaga. Kaya tama. Sabi ko noon later on I realized that Colonel Ribo was the man of was loyal to minister in really. So nag-stand down kami. Sumunod, nagtumawag si Colonel Espino kasi si General Palafox naman with some armor proceeding to Manila through yung Bamban it's good it did not happen. Ano naman kahit naman sila yung mga commanders naman may pag-iisip. Tansyado lang yun. But I think if I were on their side, I should have known that it was a losing game.
Yeah.
Naman
Yeah. And eventually, Marcos left.
Ang inaalala lang namin noon, the rebels will take advantage. The New People's Army will take advantage of the situation. But only to find out that they were with us.
Strange partners,
because of the because of the issue of Cory, Madam Cory and President Marcos. Nagano sila naman.
Sumuporta doon kay sided with those supporting Cory and then after that you eventually found your way in PSG.
Yeah.
Under...
After...
ano yun? Unang posting mo sa PSG. Pero kay Mrs. Aquino.
I became the Presidential Guard Commander. In April, that was February, in I think March, late March, I was called by General De Villa. Tukurami. Sabi niya, okay, June. Dane, sabi niya sa akin, Dane, you report to PSG.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, why sir? Why, you joined PSG as Presidential Guard Commander. Ayaw ko sir. Sabi ko, bakit? Sabi, sir, ako tingnan nyo. I campaigned, I voted for President Marcos, I am the classmate of Erwin Ver, and now you are telling me to go to PSG. Ano sasabihin mo sa akin naman? Ayaw ko sir, sabi niya, you think about it. Ginawa ko yung binasa ko lahat ng dyaryo, mahigit na isang oras ako nagbabasa, walang Sabi, tinitingnan ko, bakit ka ako? Hindi naman ka ako mag-ano ito eh. Maybe somebody has advised you to tell me to go there. Sabi ko na lang, Sir, if there are orders, I will just follow. Tawag sa, bolts. Andiyan, meron ka ng PG commander. But I found out later on that it was the boss who
made the assignment.
Who made the advice to assign me to, I did not confirm that with him, but
You found out
I found out.
later on.
Well, thinking of the mga repercussions. I accepted the position. Although mahirap talaga.
But you were going to be assigned to that unit again in the future.
Mahirap. Pinakamahirap na assignment sa PSG.
Regarding the president.
It's a noble undertaking. Pero kailangan doon talaga ay malapit ka rin talaga parang dapat you should be a member of the family.
But your posting there by the assignment, which you were able to find out was made by FBR.
Yeah, of course. Initially, I did not think of, but
I mean, he wanted to. I guess he wanted to put someone he could trust.
Yeah, that's it. Sige, somebody you can trust.
You mentioned something. Let me just backtrack a bit. Tama, no? Kaklase mo si Irwin Bear, class 70. And you just said you voted for Marcos. And yet when FBR and Minister
When the time comes,
withdrew their support, you...
Well, it's
supported
my choice. It's my choice, really. In fact, yung anak ko si Omar, he was a young kid. Loyalista yan. Marcos ulit, nakikipag-away pa sa pare at padre. But then nung nasiyan ako doon, sabi niya sa mami, Ma, bakit ganun? Ano yun? Hindi ba Marcos tayo? Bakit ngayon nasa kay Cory si Papa? Sabi, hindi mo maintindihan. But that's life. Pag nasa serbisyo ka, magagawa mo. But of course, ang isang doon is makikita mo na merong tawag dito. Hindi mo naman sabi manipulate, kundi may gumagawa ng plano para maayos yung society. Without you knowing, you have become part of it.
Part of the of the change even. That assignment put you in a position where you had to, nabanggit mo nga, you were wearing the same uniform, and during the coup attempts, you had to the possibility of maybe killing your fellow comrades in arms. What was it like? I've asked a few of your
yung there was no question na in case I have to make a choice, I will really be with the rebels, yung sa Ram side. But I did not get actively involved. Kasi meron, alangan naman, unahin ko pa yung doon yung I have to manage my people. Pero ang maganda doon is, isang kumpas mo lang, sumusunod sila.
Ay, yung mga that one, during EDSA, pero during the coup attempts against Mrs. Aquino, you were confronted with the same situation.
Yeah, ganito pa ang nangyari kasi I was with PSG for 2 years, 86, 87, and then in 88, there were supposed to be there were supposed to be 3 slots for Leavenworth US
Wow.
Command and General Staff College.
Yeah. CGSC.
Tapos bigla, meron na kasi yung constabulary, may army. Meron na yung army, dalawa sana ang constabulary. Nandun na si Rosette at saka apat na sila. Then I was called to join. Well, actually, wala namang kwan. Wala nang pundo. Dahil ang pundo is only good for 4. Pero they made it happen. Pinadala ko sa Leavenworth. Then, ang lumabas doon, ang pinambayad ng pag-aaral ko doon, yung FMS, part of the budget ng yung Foreign Military Sales Program, FMS. And then when I came back, relax na ako. Sabi ko, makatikim na ako ng field assignment. Report ako kay Sir, kay Kwan. And then, tanong niya, sabi niya, what's your plan? Sabi sa akin si Sir. Sir, sabi ko, they're planning to, actually it's not mine, sabi ko. They plan to assign me to Laguna as provincial commander. Sabi niya, I would like you to place yourself under our care, care. Sabi niya, I want you to take over SAF.
Okay. Tsaka baby niya yun eh.
Oo nga. Alam ko na, sabi nga nila, yung PCSAF, hindi PC Special Action Force. Ang sabi ng Malacanang, sariling army ni Fidel.
Yung nga rin yung sinabi ng iba.
So, I was more than willing. I did not question it anymore. Tapos sabi niya, okay, you train your, you lead that unit, then mag-recruit tayo. Siguro, binibigyan ako ng 200 na quota nun for recruitment. But we never made it kasi ang bagal ng bureaucracy. Yung so ang ko doon is training na lang. So I was the CEO of SAF in December 89 coup. Yun ang matindi.
That was the most
Yun ang matindi. But even before the coup, meron ng kasi meron naman tayong network. Sabi nga sa akin nung isang sa kabila, kasi meron akong tao sa loob. Sir, amin na yung isang CEO mo eh. Sabi ko, sino? Hindi namin kilala. I-describe mo nga. Sabi, matangkad, maputi. Sabi, wala akong CEO matangkad, maputi. May matangkad, maitim. Sabi ko, at saka may mababa. Not realizing that because that I was told that in September, then I did not realize na meron reorganize kami. So yung finance officer ko, yun ang mag-take over na CEO. It was only on the night of the coup na naalaman ko yun. But meron pa yung nangyari. The day before the coup, I went to Magsaysay, Fort Magsaysay. Tapos nakikita ko yun. Mga kaibigan ko naman yung mga army. Pero sasama ng tingin sa akin. Because I have the 71 member company na company size nagtitraining kasama sa Balikatan. Tapos after a while, katanggap ako ng tawag. Sabi niya, Sir, tuloy na raw. Tuloy na raw yung coup. Sabi ko, ano yan? Tuloy na raw yung coup. Sabi ko, anong kanya? Sir, yung grupo. Sabi sa akin, kanino tayo? Sabi ko, gobyerno. So I immediately went back to Manila. I went to DND. Hinahanap ko si boss. Dahil, sabi, nakita ko si si Alarceo. He's now the Vice Mayor of Lawak, dating mayor. Sabi ko, anong pangalan ni Boying, sabi ko. Si Boss, sir, nagpiprepare para Singapore. Sabi ko, sabihin mo wag nang tumuloy. Bakit, sir? Magkukutit na eh, sabi ko. So, anyway, that point, I called up my classmate sa PSG, si Hernandez, to tell him about it. And to relay it to Colonel Gasmin. Naman pa silang pan. So, ginawa ni Colonel Gasmin, sinabi kay President Aquino. Ginawa ni President Aquino, tinawagan yung mga major service commanders. Tinanong kung anong report. Ano ba? Sabi nila, negative. Sinong paniniwalaan mo? Yung mga 2-star o yung lieutenant colonel? So, ayan, kinabukasan, boom, boom, boom. But, at least, mabuti nandun nga si Sir. He was really the one who managed it. Kumbaga sa crisis management, siya ang kasama niya si Secretary Santos ng DILG.
Luis Santos.
Si Luigi. Then, may incident involving him na naman. I received a report that General Blando and the 7th Infantry Division will be going to Manila. Sinireport ko kay General De Villa. Sabi naman niya, tao ko yan. Ano yan, kasama natin. Nung gabi na, binomonitor yan, nawala sila. Nawala sila sa Hemadi. From Hemadi, nawala na. Pero kami naman, nahati yung tao ko eh. Dalawang company sa Aguinaldo, dalawang company sa Krame. Sa Aguinaldo was the third company that was providing security to Secretary Ramos, General De Villa, and General Montaño. Saka yung first company, yung anti-terrorist company, hostage rescue. Yung dala ko yung the second company at saka yung fourth. Second company was the one being led by the YOU commander, si Siwa. So, ganun nga. Nung umaga, sabi ni Jill Montaño, Jun, kunin mo nga yung mga armored units sa Green Hills. Hindi, pinatingnan ko muna. Sabi ng mga bata ko, sir, may laman. Isang, puno itong Green Hills ng sundalo.
Oh my.
Sabi,
Kalaban.
Sabi ko, tingnan nyo ako sinong mga personalities. So, sabi nila, merong isang matanda na koronel, na medyo kalbo, then Captain Manayaw, Lieutenant Abinyante, So, nung mahalirin kong Captain Manayaw, ko yun, kasama ko yun sa, sabihin nyo, pasok ako. So, pumunta ako, kasama ko si Kantoy.
Okay.
Si Kantoy, yung Garcia, yung Sergeant Major, saka yung driver ko, at saka si Siwa, yung second company. Nandun. Tapos sabi ko kay General Blando ako. Sabi ko, sir, ba't kayo nandito? Oh, basta dito kami. Tinawagan ko si General De Villa sa radyo. Sabi ko, sir, nandito si General Blando. Sabi ni General De Villa, ano kung ginagawa ng ko na yan? Pinundit ko para, sir, sabi ko, punta na ako dyan. So I went to Aguinaldo. Nag-report ako kay General De Villa. Sabi naman, General De Villa, kay boss. So report ako, sir. Jun. Sir, ako nandun si General Blando eh. Anong kan? Sabi ko, sa ngayon, wala pa namang tawagan natin sa radyo. Nandun si General Quintanar, si Galileo. Nandun si Templo, Miss Templo, nasa X62. Sabi, usap. Anong magandang gawin? Sir, maganda siguro ako, bigyan nyo ng order. Pero I don't recommend radyo or ano. Sabi ko, sulat na lang kayo, di-deliver ko.
Yeah.
So sumulat si Sir. Si Sir, na si Boss, sumulat siya kay Joel Blanco. Sabi niya, I understand you, as far as I remember, I understand your predicament, but take hold of your men and take hold and control your men. For the others, if you cannot, you can let the others go. Yung mga So, ko yan, binigay ko. Pinilot ko maliit para parang pasabilis. Pagdating doon naman, ginanon niya. Sabi niya, dito lang kami. Sabi ko, anong gano'n? Sabi ko, sir, kung mag-move kayo, kaming makakalaban nyo. Kontrolado na namin yan.
Right.
We will not let you pass. Dahil yung BB Sullivan,
Yes.
occupied namin na. So, then, pa kami. Kumain pa kami ng sardinas at saka mga But kamunti kami nag-abot nila Gringo, nila Ligaspi, nila doon. So balik ako. Kumusta? Sir, okay na ka. Basta't bantayan na lang namin. Pero talaga para bang ang salita niya is kahit na ganung mga pagkakataon, everybody listens to him. Kahit na nasa kabila, in fact, yung ibang, ang lumalabas, yung ibang mga tropa na galing sa probinsya, pag nila na meron siyang order na you join us, parang magic.
Iba This is FBR?
Parang iba yung, iba yung dating ng, although nakakatulong sila, Abadia, sila
may charisma.
Iba talaga yung charisma. So, yun nga. Ayun. Tapos, then after that, I went to Pangasinan. Dire-diretso ko lang. Nasa Pangasinan, I remember, 1990, nagkaroon kami ng Christmas party sa bahay nila sa Tagaytay. 1990, December, Christmas. Nimbita kami ni Boss, tsaka ni Ma'am Ming doon sa Tagaytay. Yung mga dating idikam, pero mga opisyal at mga security, even the lady, yung mga misis namin. That was his first announcement that he's running for president.
Oh my.
Sabi niya, gentlemen, ladies, I'm going to run for president.
Oh my.
Sabi niya.
Did you expect him, I mean, when you were his aide, when you were his junior officer, did you ever imagine na magiging Pangulo siya?
Marami, yun ang pangarap namin.
Kahit na
kami
doon pa?
nangangarap kami na maging Pangulo siya. Kasi
talaga?
siya naman ang qualified, siya lang nakakaintindi na.
Hindi, ibig sabihin nung bata, di ba, when you first met him, you think, did that occur to you?
Well, yung na-sense ko noon ay
leadership.
Leadership, and he's somebody to reckon with. In the future. Iba yung personality.
And when he made the announcement to all of you,
we were happy. But the question is, how will we do it?
Paano na? Oo nga naman.
Oh.
Sir, he was a military man his entire life. No political affiliation, no political party, no network, no money.
Network siguro yung
Actually, natural
network. Yung mga tao niyang And remember that he was the chief PNP for 14 years.
May network actually.
Oh, 14 years.
Oh, people didn't see it. People didn't know, diba? Didn't realize that there was a built-in.
At saka parang ma-built-in na ako na, yung natural, natural yung ano niya sa tao.
So kayo yung unang naging campaign ano niya.
Oh, ito nga nangyari.
Volunteers niya.
I did my job. I suffered from it also. Temporarily. Pero ano na, maganda yung nangyari sa mga. Then, ano na yun, I was the provincial commander of 1990. Ano yun? I think I was still with, nasa provincial commander na ako na, provincial director na ako ng Pangasinan. So, yun nga, yung unang ang unang problema is yung pagpili ng LDP.
Oo nga. Oh, he had to join LDP, di ba?
LDP.
And then submit to the convention
Tapos
selection.
ang problema, siyempre, itong kabila eh. So, ang lumalabas noon, yung mga ibang kandidato, si First Lady, si Danding Cojuangco, si Laurel, si Salonga, si Miriam, we're gagging upon him. Ayaw nilang manalo siya. Ang sinusuportahan nila si Mitra.
Talaga?
At that early. So, doon lang sa Pangasinan, ang gobernador ko, si Colette. Ang number one na naman niya, si JDB. Si JDB. Tapos nag-usap-usap kami. Sila Boise, sila Braganza. Sila, si Alarceo, yung mga sila Victorio, yung mga Pangasinan. Sabi na, paano natin mapanalo si Kwan? Sabi ko, maglista kayo ng Kwan. Maglista kayo ng mga delegates. Ang mga delegates, yung mga elected officials.
Yes.
Para kasi naman, karamihan nag-LDP. Dahil yun naman palagi ko, nag-gravitate sa leader.
Yung administration,
Kasi LDP si Madam Cory. So, nung Kwan, namin, ito yung atin, ito yung kay, kay Mitra. Sabi ko, alagaan nyo na ito. Sabi ko, akong bahala dito. Pinunta ko silang isa-isa. Yung mga mayors, pinunta ko silang isa-isa. Kinausap ko sa mga bahay nila. Sabi ko, dito naman sa Pangasinan, sabi ko, tiga rito sa Pangasinan. Ang laki naman ka ako ng utang na pakinabang nyo. Pagbigyan nyo na siyempre may kasamang, So, napanalo namin siya sa Pangasinan. Ang alam ko, sa lahat ng probinsya, doon lang siya nanalo. Sa Cavite, nakaroon siya na isang boto, pinatay pa yung isang niya.
Yeah, right. I remember.
So, the day after, malungkot. Nagkita kami doon sa bahay ni, Mayor Perez sa Urdaneta. Wala, Tapos kinausap ko siya. Nandun din si JDB. Sabi ko, sir, anong plano nyo? Before he can answer, sabi ko, sir, tumuloy naman kayo.
Talaga?
Sabi ko, yun ang Sabi niya, tatakbo ako. Meron tayong partido. Sabi niya, sa Senate, galit na yung LDP at mayroon ng Ito ngayon, nag-resign, di ba, resign na siya. Pag nagpupunta siya sa Pangasinan, yung mga mayors, mga takot. Takot kasi, speaker si Mitra. They control the purse. Takot silang So, akong maalala meron kaming ginawa pa. may convoy, ay na, yung motorcade. Ang hilig niyang sumakay sa ibabaw ng sakyan doon sa ibabaw ng coaster. Doon sa unang coaster, nandun siya. Sa pangalawang coaster, nandun ako. Sigara, ginakanya ako ng mga tao. Kumakaway-kaway. Eventually, I was relieved. April, if not 2026, before election,
Before.
1992.
Because you were engaging in political.
Sabi ko, no regrets. Kasi, sabi ko, even if I don't do it, the other party will suspect that I'm doing it. And of course, if I'm not doing it, magagalit sa akin ang boss ko. Diba? So I might just as well do it openly.
I'll come out in the open.
Openly, talagang, sabi ko, I do not care. Yung doesn't care attitude.
Yeah. But that, actually, there were a lot of odds, challenges, but for him. So, well, in your case, you had to,
But,
you had to sacrifice for a while.
Alam mo, ang maganda naman doon, iba rin yung talaga sa Pangasinan. Ang mga, nung eleksyon, pag merong mga political meetings, yung mga kalaban, hindi sila nagbabanggit ng laban sa kanya. Ang dahil pag merong kung binibira siya, binabato ng itlog at kamatis.
Talaga. So, he was well loved and well respected.
Yan na nga. And then their approach sa pagpaplano nung nagano sila ng magbobotohan na, ang nila is start from the bottom going up. Kasi because there was the tendency for people to vote straight. Pag nalagay mo Fidel Ramos, tuloy-tuloy na yung buong slate niya. Tuloy-tuloy na yan. Kaya ang approach nila, start from the bottom, going up. Yun ang But, 85% ng voters sa Pangasinan went for him.
Voted for him. Okay. And he won.
Yeah, he won.
Eventually became the president. And then you were assigned again sa Na-assign ka ba uli sa palasyo after that?
After that,
O na-reinstate ka?
hindi pa katatapos na lang ang eleksyon. Papunta-punta na ako dahil I on my own, I initiated the transition ng PSG. I did not know then who will be the PSG commander. I thought actually it will be Uday. Pero naging yung 64 na si Villarreal. Colonel Villarreal. So, tinulungan ko sila dahil kilala ko yung mga official sa panahon ni Batamcor Kilala ko sila lahat. So, accepted ako doon na I help in the transition ng turnover. Especially yung equipment kasi ang delikado. Yung mga equipment baka mamaya
transfer.
Alam ko kung ano mga equipment na nandun. Hindi nila maitago sa akin. Then after that,
short stint.
punta na ako ng Chief of Police ng Manila.
Western. But it was also important for you to be there because Western yun Kayo yung may jurisdiction over.
In fact, sa charter ng Manila, the original Manila charter states that it will be the president who will select the chief of police and the chief of detectives of the Manila Police Department.
President. Because siya yung principal resident ng
Nasa
Manila.
yan? Nasa charter ng Manila. But there is another law, yung Republic Act 6975, stating rin that the local executive can choose from among 3 and 5
nominees.
Pero ang mayor ng Manila honors the charter.
Ah, okay.
Kaya kung sino yung gusto ng
Presidente.
presidente, kasi yun ang seat ng kwan, yun ang
Yun yung
nasusunod.
pinipili.
Ang pinapakailaman na lang nila yung mga station commanders.
Mm. Pero crucial yun, sir, ha? Because, yeah, you
Yan, para
Peace and order for...
para ka rin PSG. Kung saan ang kwan.
Now, the other one was ano, no? Siya na ang Pangulo. Nag-iba ba yung kanyang ano? Nag-iba ba yung kanyang work style? Nag-iba ba yung kanyang... You were in PSG for maybe about a year lang, no? Short stint. O mas matindi.
Actually from...
O mas matindi pa yung naging
Ano,
buhay.
siyempre, mas taxing yung trabaho niya.
Pangulo.
At mas specific. Ang maganda lang doon, yung ano niya, malaki rin ang naitulong naming grupo kasi hindi naman siguro magagalit kung sasabihin ko na yung pagpipili niya ng mga officials sa government, judges, directors,
The bureaucracy.
yung for appointments, may submit na sa kanya yung pangalan. Ang gagawin niya, para sigurado siya, binababa niya sa amin. Kaming mga dating, yung mga ethical na security. So what we do is, we make researches. Sino yung taong ito? Ano ba yung mga qualities niya? Ano yung mga weak points niya? Mga weaknesses? Ano yung mga atraso niya? But we never recommend anybody, but we arrange it from 1 to 5 or 1 to...
You prepare the profile.
So, meron siyang ano.
Nakatulong na alam niyo kung paano umandar yung...
Yeah, at least hindi siya napapahiya. Nagkakatalo na lang doon sa actual na trabaho ng ano. Pero ang naisa ko nakita sa kanya yung, di ba, when you get elected for president, di ba, bayad utang, di ba? Bayad utang sa politika. Return the favor. But ang inano niya, finix niya ng 1 year. If you were selected, ang nakita ko sa kanya, pag hindi nag-perform yung officer within 6 months to 1 year, pinapalitan niya. Yun yung almost perfect yung kan eh. Yun yung kan. But, of course, tao rin naman siya.
Crucial din yung assignments mo, sir, ha? Western Police, and then you became
NCR.
and then you became
Regional Director.
NCRPO, di ba? Director. And you were the papal visit, di ba?
Oh, yung papal visit. 19
APEC.
I was the Chief of Police of Manila that
Of
time.
Manila. And you discovered,
1995.
and it was under your watch that
Actually, maganda naman kasi reaction ng sila, because that day, the day before it was during the night that it happened. That morning, after having conferences sa Krame, pinulong ko yung mga tao ko, nagbigay ako ng instruction. Sabi ko to look out for ito yung mga indicators. Saka more especially look out for for individuals with Arab names. So that was we had a meeting at 10 o'clock. Natapos kami ng about 3 o'clock. Tapos umuwi na. And then nung gabi, meron na incident yung sa Josepa apartment. Na nagkasunog. Ang actually kasi ang practice natin, although firemen ang tinatawagan, automatic tinatawagan din ng police for other reasons. for investigation, arson investigation, security, at saka traffic management. So, pagdating nung pumunta doon yung si Captain Fariscal, yung babae, tapos na yun, wala na rin yung fireman. But nung nag-check siya, nakita niya doon sa na Arab names. That's the time she reacted. Tapos inakyat.
Elevated to, diba?
Then, na-report sa akin ng, mga bandang 11:30, or magte-12. Tinawag ako si Joel Canson, yung ng CRPO. Tapos sabi ko, sir, pakireport kay General Sarmiento. Sabi ako nang tumawag. So I called up General Sarmiento. And aside from that, I called up Sonny Rason. Kasi siyang deputy ng PSG.
PSG, right.
Para at least dapat alam nila, the president must know about it. But we have to give. So, yung problem, di pinunta namin ng nasilip namin. Actually, binuksan na namin, nakita na namin. But we cannot conduct the official inventory. We have to look for a judge to issue the search warrant. It took us 13 hours. Kinabukasan na ng hapon, nung nakakuha kami ng judge na magpirma. Kasi nagkataon weekend.
Oo nga.
So, it was Judge Reyes of Manila Trial Court. Kaya nga, so everything was in order na, Then nahuli yung si Murad.
Yeah.
O Ibrahim Murad na kasama ni Ramsey Joseph.
Yeah.
And then file yun namin. And of course they were convicted. Ang nag-follow up ng investigation, PSG na.
PSG na. They took over. No? That was one more feather in your cap. And then you became NCRPO director.
NCRPO.
And then bigger problem. APEC 90.
Ay, yung APEC, yung...
You have 20 world leaders visiting, all of them under your jurisdiction.
Naman, APEC, 87, naman. Pero, APEC, panahon ni Kwan yun.
Panahon ni Sir.
Dalawa kasing APEC na natin.
Arroyo and Ramos.
Yeah, and of course we also had the ASEAN in Cebu.
ASEAN, yeah.
Na
Right.
Ganyan. Yung sa APEC, yun, ako ang doon. But we were able to manage it. In fact, yung ginawa nating yung setup, naging tag dito, basis ng organization ng sumunod na I think Canada yata yung
Yes.
Canada yung
Vancouver.
sumunod.
Yeah. That's right.
And they use that as the model. Naman.
Nakatulong yung training under FBR.
Hindi lang training. Palagi ako napupromote.
Because of so minsan malas. But I guess all the windfall far outweighs all the...
Yeah, of course. Yun nga yung sa nung promotion ng promotion ng 1 star, I got promoted with class 67.
Yeah.
Tapos nung tinanong, sabi ko sa kanya, paano yung classmate ko? Sabi niya, there is no such thing as conveyor belt in promotion. Pero I remember his statement, we are establishing seniority. So, nabigla akong gano'n. Kasi ibig sabihin, we are establishing seniority, para, I'm the favorite.
You have an inroad. But he stayed on. His term ended in 98. You remained in...
Yeah, in 98. When his term ended in 98, I was placed on floating status.
Because of your association with him.
Yeah, for 18 months.
Oh.
And,
I guess
until
the duration of the Estrada administration.
Oh, at saka, I supported the JDB, Jody Venecia. Because
Oo
of
nga
my
pala.
boss.
Oo. No?
But kahit hindi ako mag-support kay JDB, paginitan din ako because of the boss.
Yeah.
Marami yung galit. Actually, yung mga galit sa kanya, galit sa amin. But we do not care.
By the association with him, ano? Oh. Did that lead you to... I mean, there was an effort to unseat Estrada.
I was actively
You were-
involved in that. But I cannot say more. That it will cover another, siguro
It's a different precedent, sir.
we have to fictionalize it.
Oh, but you retired early 2004.
I retired ahead of my retirement date.
But you didn't really stop
Yeah,
your stint in government. You were appointed National
Ini-
Security
I-
Advisor, Cabinet Secretary.
yeah, during the time of President Arroyo.
Meron bang kinalalaman si FBR doon?
Yeah, ang naman kasi doon kan, yung influence, of course, yun na rin napagsama-sama na, yung mga efforts and kwan. But, of course, without that association with him, sometimes it props you up, sometimes it pulls you down.
But it put you on a trajectory of service in
Yeah,
public
of course.
office.
I became the National Security Advisor and then eventually become Secretary of Public Works and Highways.
Exactly. Oh.
And for a while, 6 months as Secretary of Defense. Then
Oo nga
back to
Public Works.
DPWH, and at one time concurrent OIC DILG.
Oo nga pala.
Ayan,
And then, you could have stopped. You could have retired. Just stayed on as a citizen June Ebdan, eh. But you ran for public office.
I made the mistake. I made the mistake of running for office.
Did you seek out FBR's, ano?
Ang naman ang kwan, but actually, kung titingnan mo kwan, I never thought of joining politics.
Politics. Oh.
Parang lang. But when we got there, kwan na rin. So I ran for governor in 2010.
10, di ba? Oh. Served 2 terms.
2 terms. Tapos, talo ako noong 2016 daw.
And you're back.
Now. So my motivation really in coming back is to prove that I won the election in 2013.
Oh, okay.
In 2016.
Anong dinala mo sa provincial capital na natutunan mo from FBR?
Kung titignan mo, I'm trying to make an assessment of myself. Hindi ko makuha yung talino niya at saka yung talent niya, pero yung attitude. Yung attitude malaking bagay kasi para bang nagkaroon ng osmotic effect yung
Is he infectious?
yeah, very, very, very infectious.
Okay.
Kaya nga, if only we can have so many of his type, wala tayong problema kung ma-distribute mo yan sa To tell you the truth, the most effective president was FBR.
Okay, I was going to ask you what you thought of his his legacy. Well, what makes his stint as president stand out?
Well, leadership-wise, he understands what leadership is all about. And of course, his lifestyle, because of his exposure and his training, made him that. And then yung attitude siguro at the time na ano na rin dahil he was a teenager during the war, and then he went through the troubled times. Ano yan eh. Ang problema lang is, ang isang setback lang is, in those instances, you have to, the family will be sacrificed. Kaya mangyayari, kagaya sa akin, ano ko nga, the wife becomes the mother and the father.
Yeah. Oh. Role model mo siya, no?
I hope, ang kuha ko lang, makuha ko lang yung 1/3, okay na.
Generally, this is the last question I ask. Looking back at everything you've been through, everything that is you and you think the influence that FBR had, the pitfalls, the windfall, would you do it all again?
Yes. And maybe much better. Kasi meron ka na naka-program
alam mo
na. Unless you start from zero again. But with the foreknowledge at I think you can do better. Ang nga dyan, na indirectly, what I learned from him is solutions to problems is right where the problem emanated. The solution is on the ground, is in the ground.
Yeah, right in front of you.
Solutions as problems cannot be solved in an air-conditioned office. You have to go to the field, go to the place where the problem is being committed, and the solution is there.
You were a very good student. FBR. Thank you very much for your time, sir. Maraming.
Salamat.